is known as the fitness instructor to many Washington area VIPs, but last month Uriel Casas decided to out himself, telling a secret he's been hiding for nearly 3 decades. Casas tells us how that decision has changed his life. Patricia Villone has his story.
I turned 18 years old and I got into a lot of good schools and I was pretty excited, but I didn't know how I was going to pay for them. And when I talked to a counselor about it, they said I had to fill out a federal form. And all of a sudden reality hit because I couldn't fill out the form. I wasn't eligible for anything, so I couldn't receive scholarships, grants, not even a loan.
It took him 6 years, but Uriel Casas finished college and even went on to get an MBA, all the while working as a personal trainer to make ends meet.
Hips forward, lean out.
But 2 years after graduating, he found no new opportunities. Casas was recruited for good jobs but couldn't get a background clearance.
Most of the companies that recruited me after I completed the MBA eventually would have required clearance, like government clearance, which is not realistic for an undocumented immigrant. So it's just as soon as I finished school, I'm like, oh my God, I have no options. And I almost felt like it was a mistake because it was really expensive, and now I had no way to use it.
With 2 expensive degrees paid out of pocket and no options for good employment, Casas made a decision that would forever change his life. Last month, he opted to tell his story to the news media, exactly 1 year after President Obama passed an executive order that would provide a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. The reaction has been mixed from both the general public and his clients.
Some have had to walk away, and I can understand that because for some people it's scary. It's like, oh, okay, you're undocumented. Technically, our relationship is not on the legal side, so, or at least I'm not sure. My company won't be okay with it. So I've had to say goodbye to some relationships, and that's been very hard for me because, well, it's just hard when you know people and just hard to see them every week, and all of a sudden you don't. Get the rope moving. Get the rope moving.
Casas says telling his story publicly has relieved a tremendous burden off of his shoulders and emboldened him to speak out on behalf of 11 million other undocumented immigrants. But the fear of deportation still looms.
If for some reason ICE decided to deport me, I would fight it, and I have the support of a lot of people that would help me fight it, including attorneys. But deep down in my heart, I'm pretty tired. I mean, when I made the decision, I knew that if this became a situation where I was going to be deported, I figured I tried for 28 years. If I have to go back to another country, although I wouldn't go to Mexico, I'd probably go to Ireland or Canada, somewhere where they speak English. My Spanish isn't that great. I grew up here. I'm American, as you can imagine. So no, I'm not afraid. Not anymore. After 20 years, I'm just tired. Okay, not the shoulders, just break the wrist.
From Gaithersburg, Patricia Villone, CTV News.
Patricia tells us that Casas is now part of the Define Americans Coming Out campaign. The movement encourages people to be public about their undocumented status in order to shift the conversation about immigration. President Obama's executive order on the issue could go before the U.S. Supreme Court this spring.